Hey everyone, my name is Josh and welcome back to your fourth stimulus package and news update. In today's update, we have a lot of news to get into, but first, if you would like to receive 5 free stocks from Webull valued up to $8,000, make sure to claim them by clicking my link, which you will find in the description box below. Okay, so last year around this time, former President Donald Trump signed a $900 billion COVID relief bill, which included $600 stimulus checks in it. Prior to signing the bill, Trump held it hostage for about 1 week, demanding that we instead receive $2,000 payments. Fast forward a few months later, President Biden signed the American Rescue Plan into law, securing $1,400 more in payments, but less than the $2,000 that we were promised. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democratic senators in Georgia all promised that $2,000 more in payments would go out the door if Democrats took control of the Senate.
By electing John and the Reverend, you can make an immediate difference in your own lives. Their election will put an end to the block in Washington that $2,000 stimulus check. That money that will go out the door immediately.
We will be able to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week when we win these races in Georgia.
And that begins with the $2,000 stimulus that we should have passed already.
They will make decisions about whether we give people a $2,000 check.
Other than broken promises made by the Biden administration as far as stimulus checks go, recipients of Social Security were also told that they would receive a monthly raise of $200. With inflation at a 40-year high and fixed monthly payments being stretched more and more every single month, an extra $200 sure would come in handy. But nope, since making that promise, no action by anyone was taken. Of course, a lot of this also falls on Congress as well. Since the president has very little power to create laws, it's up to the House and Senate to pass the bills. President Biden just signs them into law. Regardless of that fact, the president hasn't shied away from making huge promises over the past year and a half.
I promise you, if I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes in America is we're going to cure cancer.
Over the weekend, President Biden took phone calls from Americans wishing them a Merry Christmas.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Well, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon? Where's your home? I think we lost him.
With tax season fast approaching, there's still money to be had for those of you who may be eligible. For one, if you never received the third stimulus check, which totaled $1,400, you'll be able to claim that amount when you go to file your tax returns. Or if you received a lesser amount than $1,400, you may be eligible to claim the remaining amount as a credit when you go to file. Additionally, if you have children under the age of 18 and you never received the monthly child tax credit payments, you'll be able to claim those as a credit on your tax returns as well. Just as a reminder, for each child you have under the age of 6, you'll be able to claim a $3,600 credit, and for each child you have under the age of 18, you can claim up to $3,000. If you received 6 monthly payments this year so far, regardless, you'll be able to claim the other 6 payments, totaling either $1,500 or $1,800 as a credit. On the other hand, if you received no payments this year, again, you will be able to claim the full amount. Okay, so even though members of Congress won't be returning to Washington until next week, Democratic leaders will have a handful of things to get done when they return. Other than hoping to pass the Build Back Better bill, which would extend the child tax credit payments we just discussed, if Joe Manchin doesn't forcefully remove them, they also look to pass a piece of legislation dealing with voter rights. Other than those, some Democrats hope to do something about student loans that many Americans are faced with. Even though President Biden pushed the deadline to start making student loan payments once again for 90 more days, when that deadline ends, we'll be right back to reality. That's why some Democrats are calling for the cancellation of student loans. Here is Representative Jackson Lee saying that we should forgive the student loans. They are not big spenders, she says, and we need to do something about this crisis.
But I can tell you, as a district in Houston that is surrounded by universities, and I know that I will get somewhat in trouble for trying to call the roll the universities around the 18th Congressional District, like the historic Texas Southern University, University of Houston, St. Thomas University, Houston Baptist, the Lone Star, Houston Community College, San Jack, and I know someone is texting me right now. But I am full of college students, all of them working very hard. And I thought I would bring to the floor today the Constitution. I love the words of the Declaration of Independence, the opening words that we are all created equal with certain inalienable rights of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Does that mean the students that are right now struggling to make ends meet? I think that famous noodle meal that they eat because they just don't have the money to survive. Does that mean that one person that is still the first person to go to college in 2021? Does that mean the person, the single mother, that has made it to 20-some hours and has to drop out? America has always said that the American dream is defined singularly by your presence here in the United States. But yet we're finding that state and federal policymakers are ignoring the $1,730 million plus of national student debt, and that 1/4, 1/3, 1/6 of the American people, 47 million, about that number, 900,000, are indebted to student debt. That's why we're here on the floor today, recognizing that it also is an imbalance. I thank Mr. Bowman, an educator, who has seen little babies grow up with little stars in their eyes. They can play a piano, or they can play an instrument, or he sees them playing on the field or recreation, and they are little scientists, scholars. But yet the hopes and dreams of the opportunity is somewhat denied. Black families must take on more debt for the same degree as white students and often need to get several degrees in order to be in the middle class. The burden of student debt reaches deep into communities of color. Increasing evidence suggests that it is hampering the ability to build wealth. One of the reasons my good friend and myself are also interested in the idea of the Commission to Study Slavery and Develop Reparation Proposals is to get a roadmap of some of the populations that are impacted negatively by student debt. Default and delinquency rates on student loans remain appallingly high, and 3.6 million students are in the state of Texas. And the nation carries the 1.7 trillion debt, and we know that 79% of black students had student debt by their 4th year. We know it impacts our Latinx families and families that come from rural communities. We are concerned about them. I hold in my hand the Constitution, as I said. I don't know how many students have time to even look in that direction, but I will tell them that the Founding Fathers, although not perfect, said that they came together to create a more perfect union. And what does that mean? I think it means that give us hope, give us a lifeline, let us breathe, let us be able to buy the things that will help our families. Let us not be, as a black male borrower, default on loans within 12 years of beginning school. This, of course, covers a gamut of all of America. It is not just the issue of people of color. It impacts older borrowers, 60 and older, swelled from 700,000 in 2005 to 2.8 million in 2018. Their debt load was $8.2 billion. Can you imagine being 60 and older and still paying debt? I came here to the floor tonight because I wanted to join the gentleman for people to see that in spite of the fact that we're here at a moment into the evening, we care about getting this done. It must be the Congress and the administration that takes a hold of this and determines that people who are now struggling to pay mortgages, to survive, to feed children, we hope the Build Back Better bill will be a lifeline. But right now, we've got to deal with people who wanted to do right and are suffering. I want to close on this note. To create a more perfect union, the Constitution guarantees me that. The Declaration of Independence says that this nation was created to ensure the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I want to say to those who have gained student debt but never completed their degree, they're not in any way bad people, defaulters, deadbeats. No, they're not. Constitution flies off. But they are people who are working in jobs just to survive. They wanted to finish school, but it was so overloaded. Maybe they had to leave to take care of a sick mother or sick father, or maybe they had to leave to take care of younger brothers and sisters. I know those stories. But maybe they're now back in school struggling to just try to get that degree. Let's give them a hope. Let's give them dignity. Let's help them with that default and turn it into success. Let's join in. Congressman, thank you, to cancel student loan debt. And we're not frivolous big spenders. We're trying to put people on the right track so that they can contribute to this great economy and be givers for what is good in America. I hope we can get the job done, and I yield back.
So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Should Congress forgive any of the student loan debt people are faced with? And if so, how much should they forgive? But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. And if you made it all the way to the end, I definitely appreciate your support. And of course, if you enjoyed the content in today's video, I would greatly appreciate if you would give this video a like, as that does definitely help out with the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.